Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Hey guys and gals, this is National recording artist Ronny Criss, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream the show anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts. It's a Grand Slam music, sports, and entertainment.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Always a busy day full of shows, and it's been a busy week here. Of course, about 4 weeks now until Halloween out there. So early trick-or-treaters, I guess, get ready because Halloween is coming back. Always one of my favorite holidays. It kind of sets the tone for the end of the year. And, of course, right around the corner is Thanksgiving out there, too. Got a lot to give thanks about here in 2025. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and our friends at THWN.org. Stream anytime. The Sports Guys Podcast.com, a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. And, of course, iHeartRadio out there, too. Of course, it is a Friday new music release day, and we get all the exclusive right here on the Backstage Pass. Please welcome in Nashville recording artist, good friend of ours, good friend of my publicist and his publicist, too, Sherry Cranford. And, of course, out there, Ronny Criss joining us here on the show. What's up, Ronny?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
It's good to be here, no doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, let's kind of start there, too, for all the listeners out there, get to know you a little bit as a recording artist. And the thing, you know, for music here for you, seems like it pretty much came naturally. But when was that connection for you from an early age? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and becoming a musician, that path.
Well, I have a interesting background. I was born in Arkansas. I was raised in Chicago. Music was always there in my life. I actually have a song on the new record that is a little bit about my relationship with my father. And there's, I've had a lot of fun recently creating a playlist that goes with that song that spans all kinds of decades. And so it made me think of the music as it hit me as a young person. But, young when I was little, definitely country music. Probably around middle school age, I kind of started listening to what would have been the sort of the early heyday of rap. So you're talking like, Tone Loc and Young MC and like all that stuff, Vanilla Ice. And I think I was into that for a little while. And then, like anyone my age, Nirvana came around and I got hit with the grunge bug. And just fell in love with rock and roll. And I kind of fell in love with the Beatles and all that stuff. And I just started tearing through music like crazy through the middle school, high school years. I didn't pick up a guitar and learn how to play till I was about 19. There was a time when I was in middle school where I thought I might want to learn how to play the saxophone, but we couldn't afford the saxophone, so I didn't do it. So who knows? My life would be completely different maybe if we would have bought that saxophone. But it's music has always been there. And because of my weird sort of growing up, I've always been a country fan as at the same time as popular. Country is super popular now, but back then it was a little bit more niche. It was more regional. And then you had like the Billboard Hot 100, right? Well, I was fans of that stuff at the same time that I was listening to Garth and George Strait and Alan Jackson and all that amazing 80s and 90s country. And so I have this like emotional duality with both of those types of music, and they all mean stuff to me. And it just kind of, it was obvious that music was something that really got me going, and I guess inevitable that I would start trying to make my own.
When you start looking at, you mentioned that duality there in country songs and kind of what you got into, picking up an instrument. I always like to ask that too, because some people it was the piano. For some, it was the guitar. Could be a combination of either instrument. When you first picked up an instrument and learned to play some chords, what were they? And kind of, were you comfortable? Did it take extra practice time? And then what kind of cover songs, what were you playing from a young age?
It was guitar was the one that I picked up. I think it was because it was affordable, and I had gotten slightly inspired to learn how to play in a very teenage way, because I was at like a church camp or something. And this guy who I thought was old, who's probably at that time younger than I am now, was playing acoustic guitar and singing these cheesy songs. And I was like, well, if he can play, I can play. And so then I asked for a guitar, and I know that sounds whatever, but that's how teenagers are. And I was really in high school. I was really into Dave Matthews Band. So one of the first things I learned was a song called "Lie in Our Graves" by Dave Matthews. I also really like James Taylor a lot, so I started learning like "Carolina on My Mind." So I was at the same time I was learning chords. I wasn't good at either of these, but I was learning chords, but I was also learning finger picking stuff, and I was learning unique rhythm stuff because Dave Matthews is a very rhythmic based guitar player. And I think that all actually serviced me well as I started getting more and more into it. The other interesting part of that is I asked for a acoustic guitar for Christmas, and my wonderful mom did her best, but she bought me a classical acoustic guitar. And if anybody knows the difference between acoustic and a classical is the neck is like way thicker and it's nylon strings. And try playing Dave Matthews songs on a nylon guitar. I was a little like just a standard, grateful and annoyed at the same time. I was like, but it didn't deter me. And I started learning those crazy chords that he would play on those songs on a classical guitar. So what that did, which I didn't realize when I switched to a regular acoustic guitar, my dexterity was insane. Like I could stretch my fingers on the fret of a normal guitar like crazy because I was learning these more complicated things. So I think when I finally got a regular acoustic, that was right around when I went to college, I picked up a lot of steam there. And the other part too is as I was learning and playing cover songs initially, in between every one of those, I would like try to write something. It was just, I couldn't help myself. Like I'd learn DCG and I'd make something up in DCG. I'd learn, now I got A minor. Okay, now I'm going to throw a song that has DCG with the A minor. And I would write things because I don't know. I always had something in my head I wanted to say, I guess.
That's the beauty of it too. When you look back at it, all that great stuff is you can turn it into something. That's the beauty about music. It's therapy. And I'm going to dig more into that conversation when we come back. We got to play some music again. Check him out at ronnycriss.com, RONNYCRISS. We even spell it for you here on the Backstage Pass. We're going to play a song came out just a few weeks ago, August 29th, or I should say a few weeks there. Well, it kind of feels like that because we're closing the end of September now. Roll featuring the McCrary sisters. Fantastic. Out there if you've not heard of them. It's Ronny Criss. It is the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and out there, thwn.org, our friends at iHeartRadio Podcast, and of course, always the award-nominated The Sports Guys Podcast.com. Stay tuned. More to come.
I've been rolling like a stone with the sun beating down my back. Ain't got a suitcase, just these rags, and a mind to make my own tracks. Some days are hard, some are slow, and people gonna push it where they want you to go. It's up to you to say no, 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 and let your wheels just roll like you want them to roll. Let your wheels roll like you want them to roll. Ain't no complaining out of me. I'm still fine caught in the rain, like a leaf run off in the stream. Watch me flow on to the next thing, honey. Some days are hard, some are slow, and people gonna push it where they want you to go. It's up to you to keep sight of your soul. Let your wheels just roll like you want them to roll. Let your wheels roll like you want them to roll. weekend. I must be slipping further on down the line. But I ain't a person who's too concerned with what's on someone else's mind. Some days are hard, some are slow. People gonna push and push to get that control. But it's up to you to say no, 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 no. Let your wheels just roll like you want them to roll. Let your wheels roll like you want them to roll. Come on now, roll like you want them to roll. Let your wheels roll like you want them to roll. Oh, now let it roll. Ooh, just let it roll. Just let it roll. Come on, let it roll. Yeah, gotta let it roll. Gotta let it roll. Let it roll.
Hey guys and gals, this is Colby Calais, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass with Brandon Morell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts. It's a grand slam of music, entertainment, and sports.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Raina Roberts, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on iHeartRadio podcasts, and anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com. You can also stream on thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
Hey y'all, this is Craig Campbell, and you're listening to award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts. You can also stream on thwn.org.
At JK Subaru, we love our cars.
And we love our customers.
We believe in being a positive force
in our community by being involved and giving back.
Respecting your time every time.
Our promise is a brighter future.
We all do our part to keep our promise to you.
At JK Subaru, we are more than just selling cars.
We are your neighbors, friends, and even family.
More than a car dealer, our people make the difference. JK Subaru at the airport.
Hey y'all, this is Paul and Hannah McClure of Bethel Music.
Yeah, and you're listening to the Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org, and anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morell.
And back here, Ronny Criss on the program right there. Roll featuring the McCrary sisters. Again, thanks to all the sponsors for making the broadcast always possible out there at the sportsguyspodcast.com and, of course, thwn.org and our friends out there. iHeartRadio podcast, now a top search result on iHeartRadio and, of course, KYBN 98.1. Your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. So we got to talk about this one. I loved it because, like, I'm going 70 miles an hour in a truck, and it's kind of cool. 75. I try to stay under the speed limit. Yeah, right. But never easy until you see the popo kind of pull up next to you or kind of squatted in one of those positions out there, and you're like, yeah, I got to slow down. But see, to me, like, it's those kind of songs that you like take you on a good roll down a highway.
Yeah, man.
Something there, and that one just kind of kept like your head bobbing, like the shoulders moving. How did you guys come in contact with this and the arrangement with the McCrary sisters?
Well, man, that song I wrote that with my friend Judy Pastor, and we wrote that just coming out of the sort of the COVID haze. I think we wrote it in like 21 or 22, and I went into that right. I want to write something that's feel good, that's optimistic, something that just. And what was on my mind was like, sometimes you just got to like roll through the punches kind of thing, you know, like let it all roll off your back. Those were all like the phrases I kept thinking in my head. And I just had this sort of gospel-y, Muscle Shoalsy groove going on. And we started working out some lyrics for it. And that chorus just came to me. And it was like, I'd never written a song where I like literally purposely hit like a super low note to kick off the chorus, you know. It's like roll like you want them to roll, like that big, like it just was in me. I don't know what it was. I think it was all of that stuff pent up, and it came out. And I remember Judy looked at me like, "Whoa, where's that come from?" I'm like, "I don't know, but let's go with it." And we finished that song, and it was just, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is a special song." And this is such a fun song. And I knew immediately it was going to be a staple of my set. I'd be playing it all the time because anytime I played it for anybody, people were like, whoa, where did that come from? Mm-hmm. And so when we were making this record, there was no doubt we were going to put it on the record. And I'll give you a little, only people who are in my circle know this, but we haven't put this out yet. So you get an exclusive here. On the record, there's actually two versions of that song. There's the version the original version was recorded way back when, before I even started making the record, because my producer Sean loved the song so much. Mm-hmm. He went and started making a version of the song he didn't even tell me. He just started making a version. He's like, dude, I want you to come in and sing on this. I did this because I love the song so much. And he did this kind of more country version of the song. And I loved it, and I sang on it. And then I'm like, when we were making the record, I'm like, Sean, now that we'll play it with the band, we do a very Muscle Shoalsy soulful version. Let's do the soulful version, and we'll have them both on the record. So we did. And then at that same time, Sean was talking to the McCrary sisters, Regina. He had met her recently. And we just took a shot in the dark, and we contacted them and said, hey, would you guys be willing to sing on the song? And oh my God, like I couldn't believe it. They were totally into it, and they came in, and it was one of the definitely coolest moments in my musical career to be in a studio with those ladies laying down the gospel soul on that song. Like it was just amazing.
That's so cool. And I got a chance to check out that first record we were talking about a little bit, Highways, which came out in 2022. For the folks who don't know it out there, there's a lot of cool things off of there. Leaving Things was a really cool song that kind of got right to the point too. And I loved The Times I Need You, Open Road.
Love
cool
that song.
Off there, man. Give me some highlights of your first record too.
Yeah, the first record, I love all those songs too. Tanks of Gas is a special one. That one felt, that was the first single. That really felt like it was a great introduction to me as a solo artist. If It Rains Like This Tomorrow is one of my favorite tracks off of that. It's one of the first songs I wrote in Nashville when I moved here. The Times I Need You, like, I'm so glad you pointed that out, because that's, because we didn't release it as a single, which upsets me now, but that song gets overlooked sometimes, and it's one of the most heartfelt songs that I've ever written. 10 and 2 I wrote with Katie Cole. Katie Cole, if you don't know who she is, I'm pretty sure you do, but She tours with the Smashing Pumpkins, and she's an amazing solo artist herself. And I wrote that with her and Sean, and that song is just rocking. And that song was all about youthful energy and like learning life perspectives. Hurricane Heart is about different things, and so there's a progression there. But I appreciate you bringing that up because I love that album.
Yeah, and of course, you guys are releasing them a little bit different now too. When it comes to this next one, you guys are working on. I guess one question is: it ready to go? And then you guys looking for a drop date for this new record? I know you're kind of releasing them a single at a time. We mentioned about Roll. And of course, there's another song we're going to play called Gentle Rain and Hurricane. That's another fantastic song you're letting us play here before it comes out across some DSPs. So kind of walk people through the progress of this new record and how you guys are releasing it, because it's different, but I like it.
Yeah. So the first record we released 5 singles, and then we dropped the rest of the record on streaming. And unfortunately, the sad part about that is the other 6 or so songs just got ignored because of the way that works. And so I knew this time around I was going to do it different. So we actually officially released the physical version of the album Hurricane Heart, the new record. We released that on August 29th, the same day we dropped Roll. Mm-hmm. So right now, if you come to my shows, you can buy the limited edition vinyl. You can buy the deluxe CD. If you go to my website, you can buy it and you can get it in your hands right now. But we are not dropping the whole record on DSPs all at once. We're dropping every single song from the record one at a time, every 7 to 8 weeks. So the album will fully be available probably next summer. And at that time, I told you about this earlier, when we drop that last song, we're going to drop it with 14 outtakes, demos, cool other tunes that almost made the record. So you have basically on DSPs, when the album is available, you'll have the full record plus an whole other album of unique stuff to keep you interested and give you a better picture of what it was like to think through the process of making the record and how we got to the final songs.
Well, it's good stuff, and we get a chance to play one right now off of there that you can only hear right here on the Backstage Pass, because it is not
for you guys
as of right now. Exclusive here at KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network out there in the Bay Area too. And of course, a great time of the year for music, sports fans out there, NFL, college football, baseball playoffs. We're doing high school football and of course college and all kind of coverage out there too. Check it out, the Sports Guys Podcast.com, THWN.org, and our friends at iHeartRadio Podcast too. It is the award-nominated Backstage Pass, Gentle Rain and Hurricane from Ronny Criss. Crank this one up. Coming right back. Stay tuned.
Striking glass into wet sand, she's breaking dishes all over the kitchen. She opens the front door to a storm on the coast. Now the curtains are blowing and the carpet is soaked. She rages on like a tropical storm. I try to keep calm, pick up the pieces when she's done. We've seen better days, but our love is strong like the waves through gentle rain and hurricane. Now she's caught in the sheets, she can't break free, face in the pillow, pretending to sleep. Long golden hair spilled over the bed, tangled like beach grass, beat down in the sand. Dark clouds have faded, there's nothing but silence and lone tired branches resting from all the drifting. Reminds an ocean away, but our love is strong like the waves. Gentle rain and hurricane. And at times I think I might be her lighthouse, sea. The salt of the ocean just stirring around me. The sun's coming up as she moves from the bed and sits by the window with her hair in the wind. Children are playing out on the beach, and I watch them, wondering what she's thinking. That horizon is gray, but our love is strong like the waves through gentle rain and hurricane. Through gentle rain and hurricane.
Hey y'all, this is Texas recording artist Marcy Grace, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com. Stream the show anytime on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Are you looking for a great place to post your original songs for artists and record companies to hear? Are you looking for a place to find great music to fit your genre for your next project? HearMyDemo.com is an ever-growing database of multi-genre musical compositions by some of today's award-winning and rising writers. Hear My Demo is used by Grammy and Dove Award-nominated artists across all genres of music. Go now to HearMyDemo.com and start your account. Get started today. HearMyDemo.com, where songwriters, vocalists, and record labels connect.
Hey everybody, this is Jarrett Ray Reddick, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Hey guys, this is Brandon Wisham, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on iHeartRadio podcast, and stream at the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org.
Elevate your next event with Backstage Pass DJ, MC, and announcer services, where unforgettable moments take center stage. We specialize in bringing energy and excitement to a wide range of occasions, including weddings, birthdays, corporate events, school dances, graduations, family reunions, class reunions, anniversaries, engagement parties, bar and bat mitzvahs, office parties, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, conferences, and more. No matter the venue, whether it's a banquet hall, ballroom, conference or convention center, concert hall, outdoor venue, office, community center, barn, or any location of your choosing, our team ensures seamless entertainment tailored to your needs. Let Backstage Pass create the perfect vibe, keep your guests engaged, and turn your celebration into a lasting memory. Book your event with Brandon Morell and Backstage Pass today. Go now to thesportsguyspodcast.com and enhance your next event with Backstage Pass.
Hey folks, this is Australian country star Andrew Swift, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com, and anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts and at thwn.org.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morell.
And Ronny Criss back here on the Backstage Pass. Of course, you guys can inquire about everything, the sportsguyspodcast.com, and all the inventory and of course, merchandise. And Ronny knows, being a musician, radio host, you stream that income any way you get a chance out there. All right, tell us about this one, Gentle Rain and Hurricane. First of all, I love the title. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I wrote that with Davis Corley and Mark Addison Chandler. This song, actually, we wrote this, I mean, at least a decade ago, crazy enough as it is. We got into a write, and Davis was working with this cool sort of imagery that he always does, and me and him, we started riffing, and Mark was throwing things in there, and it was interesting because it was the way it felt was it was like kind of a beach song, and like, but it wasn't, most beach songs are upbeat and kind of poppy and like lighthearted. And we were really dealing with some heavy material there, and we wanted it to be beautiful and atmospheric and give you all the images of the beach and the shore, but talk about the not beer drinking and hanging out. It was something more serious, which is, you can look at it a couple different ways, but certainly, endearing love, mental illness, all kinds of stuff. And so it's a heavy song, but it's a beautiful song. It's one of my favorite songs ever written. I think it's one of the most poetic songs that was ever written, that I'm a part of. And so it's, I love it. I can't wait to release it. And I'm excited that you guys got to play it first.
How about that? See, we get a little exclusive stuff here on the show all the time too. Try to put out the best of the best and get some stuff that you guys haven't heard out there for all the listening fans too. Hey, the 59th, I think it's 59th annual CMAs are coming up here in November. The reason I know, I guess being a CMA member, we get those weekly emails for all new releases and things out there too. Man, I can't recall, I guess since you talked about 80s, 90s country, that there's been this much crop of talent in quite some time, both male, female category, but specifically looking at this female category right now, holy crap. Like, I mean, one name after another, not just the Queen Bee, Lainey Wilson, but I want to get your opinion on just, man, the health of the industry right now between both male and female, but a lot of good female artists kicking some ass right now.
Absolutely, man. I think it's a cool time. I've seen a lot happen in Nashville since I got here. I've seen a lot of different sort of musical fads within the sort of realm of what we call country music. The coolest thing that's happening now is country is very broad. And so, there was a period of time where every single song sounded a certain way on the radio, and that's just not the case right now. And you're right. The female artists have really, there's a lot of unique ones that are shining in unique ways. A lot of cool songs. So it's really fun to see that. Lainey obviously is a standout. But there's a lot of them that are right up there with her, I think. And with that time, more and more people are going to see it. I love that you can have a Morgan Wallen and a Zach Top at both vying for things, and they're completely different. They're like completely different, and it should be that way. I mean, it just should be that way. And I think country radio, Nashville, whatever, they finally realize it's okay to be broad. It's okay to have different vibes and let the market do what it does,
It's got to dictate what it's going to do, no doubt. And of course, the fans have a lot to say in that too. All right, we'll wrap up with a couple of fun stuff here. They used to call it rapid fire. We've renamed it a few times too, but sometimes the answers don't come rapid fire. It takes a little deep thought. I mentioned, best time of year to be a sports fan, no doubt. For you, college teams, pro teams, any teams do you get into when it comes to sports?
Oh man, I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a Cubs fan my whole life.
Love it.
Bears fan. I'm a Chicago sports fan. I was very blessed as a child to be able to be in United Center watching Michael Jordan play basketball. So anything Chicago is in my heart. I don't watch a whole lot of sports these days. I'm too busy, but that's where my initial place goes.
All right. So when y'all took Kyle Tucker from us here in Houston, being an Astros fan, it's fighting for our lives even to try to back into the playoffs, which I keep telling people too. Yeah, if you can still make it, but they're not really going to go anywhere too. But looking back at it, the Cubs have a real chance of affecting what happens in the National League this year too.
Yeah, man. The Cubs. Love the Cubs.
It's going to be fun. It is, man. Like I said, I'll tell you this, man. One of my favorite places, I'll say the favorite place all time, beside Dodger Stadium to watch a game, was actually going there live, and that was Wrigley Field. I love it out there. It's so awesome. Love it.
Dude, I've been in the dugout, man.
I did take a tour of it. So, yeah, I guess I was in the dugout with you, too. I wish I was in the dugout when a game was going on, too, and getting some player autographs. That would have been pretty cool. But
well, I was an honorary bat boy, so I got to sit with the players when I was like 10. It was
that's cool.
Yeah, they're always in my heart.
Your heart too, no doubt too. All right, if you were not the working musician that you are, and thank God you are because you're very good at it, what other career path would you have taken?
Graphic design. I'm actually a pretty good fine arts painter, so painting. I don't do a lot of that right now because I also have a daughter, so who's under the age of 4. So music and that all takes up a lot of time. But yeah, if people want to Google Ronnie and dig deep, you can find my art online.
I like that. Artiste. I like that. Not just as a musician, but as a painter too. I was going to say hidden talents. There's one right there too at the same time. All right. Nashville No Stranger, 2 spots to eat. Every time we go for CRS and CMA, we can do the radio show live from there. It's always it's like a test market now for food chains to open up now to see if people like it, to see if it hangs around. And of course, if something closes up, something else moves in, no doubt. For you, when you go out, where do you like to go eat at?
Oh, man. I'm not going to lie. It's not fair to Nashville because it's not a Nashville place, but we go to Chewy's all the time because it's my daughter's favorite place. But in Nashville, I'll give a shout out to Cletus Burgers. Cletus is a burger joint that's newer in Nashville, and the gentleman who owns that, he hires folks that are formerly homeless that are getting back on their feet and does a really great job. And he tries to have at least one $7 burger on the menu so things aren't outrageously expensive. So I think those folks are pretty cool, and the burgers are awesome. So
got to try those next time I go there. Put that on the to-do list for restaurants. Look, in April, back to some music real quick. Julia was released. Tell us all about this song. I actually really, really enjoyed listening to this one.
Oh man, Julia is a special song. I originally wrote that with my buddy Chris Floyd, who was in my first band when I moved to Nashville. We were called the Mercy Mechanics. Me and him wrote that. We used to play it with that band, but we never recorded it. And it sat on the shelf for probably 15 years. And when I was looking at songs for this new record, I just knew it needed to have a new life. And I brought it to Sean, and we gave it a brand new life with the drum groove and the throwback, almost 80s-esque sort of vibe that we put in it. And then the wonderful surprise of the saxophone solo that it just sets the tone. And it really sets the tone for the new record that it's a different record than Highways. It's still me, and it's still my writing and my voice, but it's definitely kicking things off with a new vibe to really, change, reset the table a little bit.
I like that too. And it was a different feel, which is really cool, and definitely something that I could have that cool vibe to and that good feel for a song out there too. And made, again, resonating with songs. That's what it's all about for our music fans, both for radio and for the artist guest here on the program. Again, Roll is the current single featuring the McCrary sisters across all the digital streaming platforms. RonnyCriss.com, RonnyCriss.com. We even, again, spell it for you here on the show, so we get things right out there. It's what we're all about here on the Backstage Pass. Man, I appreciate you being with us. I know it took some time to put everything together. We finally got it locked down, and best of luck with the gig and the shows in Florida this weekend. And hey, continue going forward. We appreciate you, man.
Oh, I appreciate you. I just honored to be on your show. I appreciate you having me, and thanks for all the kind words on the record. And I hope everybody listens and gets into it because I think they're going to love it.
Can't wait for it to get out there and released across all the DSPs. We appreciate all the work the sponsors do. Again, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, THWN.org, iHeartRadio podcast, and powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com, a grand slam of music, sports, entertainment, and everybody out there. Roger Barkley Jr. of Barkley Music and Media, J.K. Subaru, the Morrell Law Firm, Casey Beck, and Chandler Marie Music. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Take care. God bless. We will see you soon.
Hey, y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Mary Heather Hickman, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Stream anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts and at THWN.org.